All right, here's the lesson, 3-3, day one. Hopefully you watched the pre-lesson. It will help you out a ton. The only thing I didn't talk about at all in the pre-lesson was how this affects your graphing. Quite honestly, very little at the onset of the graphing, but here's the twist. When you see this inequality, let your brain gravitate towards x equals -2, and then what we're going to do is graph that. So x equals -2. It's going to cross the x-axis right at -2. This is a little smudgy, but there it is. Okay, now this is graphing. Now I started with a dotted line. Now I'm going to look at this. X is less than, remember, read it from the letter to the number, else your brain's going to do flip-flops on you. X, or the graph, is less than or equal to -2. So that turns this into a solid line. Anything less than -2 is everything over here. And that's it. I mean, that's it. It says state. I think it means shade the boundary of the region. Okay? So now let's go to this guy. Think of this as y equals 1, which I taught you in the pre-lesson. It's going to cross the y-axis right at 1. Now, because it's greater than or equal to, I can immediately go to the solid line. And then if I think, okay, what's greater than 1 on the y-axis? That would be everything above y equals 1. So far, so good. Pretty simple. Now, what I taught you guys in the pre-lesson was go ahead and go y equals mx plus b. So we're going to think of that as equals just to get started. So I'm going to subtract 3x. Again, this is not the only way to graph it, but it's the way I'm going to graph it. And I'm going to stick in the equals. Actually, no, I'm not, because I see a problem with that. We're going to stick with the greater than. Can you see where I'm going with this? And then -3x plus 4. Now I need to multiply everything by, I could divide everything by -2. Why don't we just do that? But if I divide or multiply by negative, what happens to the inequality? It flips. So that would be 3/2 x minus dus. Now you can think of this as equals. And you say, hey, that's my y-intercept. So I go down 2, up 3, right 2. And because it's strictly less than, it's a dotted, not a solid. And if we read from the letter to the stuff, this is about y. Y is less than. I hope your instincts tell you shade below. Okay? If you don't believe that, take a second and let's look at this point right here, 0, 0, which is not part of our answer. And plug it in. We should get a false sentence. So 0, 0 means let x be 0, y be 0. That'd be 0 minus 0 is greater than 4. And that's not true. And we're glad it's not true because it shouldn't be part of our answer. So I just said less than, below. And I also basically said greater than would be above. So keep that in mind on this next one. So what is this? This is a parabola. Now how do we know that? Take a look at the pre-lesson if you want to understand that. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with y equals x squared and then make an adjustment. So that would be right here. And then all that 2 does is it bumps the vertex up 2 units. And because this is less than or equal to, it's going to be solid. And now I have a decision to make. Y is less than. Do you think it's below or do you think it's above? Less than, I hope your instincts are telling you below. Now, let's test our famous 0, 0. And because this is in the region we're shading, we're hoping it gives us a true sentence. 0 is less than or equal to 0 squared, which is 0 plus 2. So is 0 less than or equal to 2? Yeah. So it looks like we shaded the proper region. So this isn't too bad. Let's try this one. Based on the Pre-lesson, you should recognize this as a circle. Remember, x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So to find r, we take the square root of that constant, which is right here. And this tells me that my center is 0, 0. So I put my 0, 0 there. I travel out the x-axis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now before I just haphazardly draw that in solid, I look at this. It's less than, which means it does not include the actual circle itself. So I'm going to try to dot this in pretty good. Less than. Is your instinct inside or outside? My instinct is everything in here, so I'm going to go ahead and shade it. But we're going to test that spot, 0, 0, to see if it's true. 0 plus 0 less than 25, ding, 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 so I got it, okay? Shade the inside. You have to be careful with the dotted line versus the solid, because if you get that wrong, if you get a nice teacher, they might take half off. If you get a real strict dude or dudette, you're going to get the whole thing wrong. So careful with the dotted or solid. So you can see this one's going to be a solid circle. Radius is 4. Center is 0, 0. So they're giving you some easy ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Now, read it from the letters to the number. This is greater than or equal to 16, so I'm thinking it's more of a sunshine looking thing. Oops, what happened right there? Not going to worry about it. But let's test out 0, 0. 0 plus 0 is greater than or equal to 16. No, it isn't. That's why we didn't shade the inside. All right, so here we go. This one, now they're going to mess with us. The center gets moved left 1. This is going to be up 3. So left 1, up 3. And it always helps me to draw in kind of like, ooh, I already messed that up. A new XY axis. And now we go over here and we say the radius is 4. So we go up 4 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of made a mess of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's down 3 plus 1. And then this is here, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now, this tells me to draw it in solid. And because it's greater than, it's another sunshine. And if you're wanting to make sure you're right, I'd plug in the center. 0, 0 is a little iffy because I'm not sure if my drawing's good. So I'm going to draw in this point here, which is negative 1, 3. Let my x be 1, my y be 3, put it in there. So what's negative 1 plus 1? 0. Plus, if I put a 3 in there, 3 minus 3 is 0. Is that greater than or equal to 16? No. That's why I didn't shade inside. I shaded the outside. Now, I didn't cover one of these in the pre-lesson, so I apologize for that. But y equals the absolute value of x. We did talk about this early in the trimester. It's just a v, because any negative x, you're going to take the absolute value of, it's going to turn into a positive y. And of course, your positive x's are going to turn into positive y's as well. So that's how we're going to get started. So really, this plus 2 moves this one up 2, 1, 2. But because it's less than, not less than or equal to, it's going to be dotted. Now, less than, it's making me think below. So I'm going to go ahead and shade it in and test this point 0, 0, and hopefully it works. So 0 is less than 0 plus 2, which is 2, and it's like, yep, that's a true sentence. Okay, when you glance at this one, it looks really tough. You're thinking, oh crap, I got to do my cubic, and it's going to be like this, is a positive, and nope, it's a lot easier than that. Is the point negative 2, 1 in the solution set? Well, this is my x, this is my y. So plug them in. 1 less than or equal to negative 2 cubed minus, you better be careful with your PEMDAS right there, minus 12 times negative 2. Well, 1 is less than or equal to negative 8. See, these two don't cancel, because according to PEMDAS, you got to do exponents before you subtract. That's what this is, subtraction. So this is 4. So I get minus 4, and then this is plus 24. Now I'm going to whittle this down a little bit farther. This is negative 12 plus 24, which is 12. And we say, yep, it's true. So this is a yes. Now we're going to plug in this one. X is 1, y is 0. So I get 0 is 1 cubed minus 1 squared minus 12 times 1. So 0 is 1 minus 1 minus 12. Well, I don't know why I keep putting equals. Less than or equal, less than or equal. So then I get 0 is less than or equal to, that's negative 13 plus 1 is negative 12. Is 0 less than or equal to negative 12? No, which means no. It's not part of the solution set. Not sure why this is here, because this is, I'm sure maybe they wanted you to graph this and find out by putting, I don't know. But all you got to do is plug it in and see if it's true or false. I think that's the easiest way to do that. All right, have fun on your assignment.